You have to say it like a D, like
Wait, how?
head dot. We're in. Hey, we're on. All right, everyone. Emergency press conference. Timeout. Take a 30. Take a full. March Madness is over. He's cracking it. Is that a? Oh! Oh! All right, for the listening audience, Trilly's got my signature drink. But emergency press conference. We have emergency news. This podcast is the official voice of Augusta National. That's a lie. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Cole One's Conversations. I am
Hello,
one
my
half
friends.
of this dream team. My name is Harold Hoops, Harry Heaps, Harold the Wizard. I go by many names, and I'm joined by one of the greatest of all time, a GOAT, Brendan Petrilli, Brendan the Body Petrilli. Trilly, how are we doing today?
Doing well, Harold. Doing well. It's been a
Coffee
grind,
out?
brother. Got big life advancements in the past week.
Yep.
Moving on up. We're having fun. It's grind time. Oh, my voice. The allergies are kicking in this week.
Yep.
Yeah, we had the big storm come through, and all of a sudden it's just like, ugh. But we're powering through. We're hanging out. We're having fun. It's getting around the corner. Baseball season is upon us, baby.
Yeah.
The O's, didn't they just sweep the Red Sox? They played well or something,
No,
right?
we went 1-2 in that series, and we won the first one, or sorry, we lost the first one, then won the second and lost the third, and then we just won the first game with the Rays. I don't know what the score was today of the O's Rays game, but dude, I mean, you and I have kind of been talking about it. First of all, we both are so excited that baseball is here, but damn, could that pitching be any better? I mean, do we even want to talk about the Phillies opening
Well,
series?
that's what I was gonna say, man. I mean, we're one
It
in
happens.
5, 1-5 to start the year. Not ideal, you know, not ideal. But hey, you can World Series hangover, whatever. We'll get into it in a minute. You can see I got the polo Hawaiian shirt on. I mean, Harry, the bod, the wizard Hoops has got the Philly drinkers on. We got to work with Philly drinkers. Maybe get ourselves some polos or Hawaiian shirts
I was
because you know
thinking the
what,
same thing.
everything. They got everything on there, right? They got your
Everything.
t-shirts, your graphic designs. They got, the koozies, any
Yep.
beer drinking apparel. You're going to look
The
great
waterproof
wearing it.
jackets,
Yes.
everything.
We just got to work on getting Hawaiian shirts now. And we'll have to hit up Alex. We'll have to hit up our boy Charlie, and we'll make it happen here. Go check out Philly Drinkers. 10% off if you use one of our names at checkout. But let's get into it, Harry.
Let's get into it.
Before we get baseball, because let's talk about what the actual thing is, right? NCAA championship, it is what it is.
Yeah.
There's some storylines on the women's stuff, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to talk about that. Hey, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun to watch, but I hate
cool,
that
man.
Stuff's getting overshadowed with other BS. But hey, guess what? That's a step in the right direction because when other sports are legitimized, right? Well, that's all we do is bitch about winners and losers.
That's right. That's right.
So that's how you know it's legit.
Yeah, dude.
And that we care, because that's what fandom is about bitching about things that matter to us. So that's a step in the right direction there, and I'm happy for it. It was a lot of fun to watch. And then on the men's side of it, UConn dominated the whole time. You can say Mickey Mouse, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But what the sports gods gave us is a quick flip of the calendar into the second week of the Major League Baseball, into Augusta. And that's what we're going to get into here. You got a lot, is what I'm hearing.
I got a lot coming.
That's
I got
what
the
word
ammo
on the street is. But give it to me, Harry. What do you got?
Well, I want to give, before we hit that, I just want to give a quick shout out to what we were just talking about via this. I'm fine with it either way because Trilly's going to know this. I'm a John Cena guy at heart. You can't see me. I grew up on the t-shirts, okay? I grew up on the wristbands. I had both. C Nation. I put it around my head. I couldn't fit it on my bicep the way that he does. I go around school hitting everybody with the "you can't see me," okay? And I'm about to buy the new shirt. He was just at WrestleMania. He fought the fucking brand new John Cena, who sucks, but he let him win. Roman Reigns retains the title. This ain't a WWE podcast, but if you want WWE content, Trilly will have to clog his ears, but I'll bring it. Now, you mentioned Augusta, but before we get into that, we got to give another homage to Philly drinkers because tomorrow officially signifies to the world that spring is upon us. It's Augusta National. It's the most coveted golf championship of them all. It's the green jacket. And how are you going to go out on the green without your Philly drinkers hat? You see this thing right here? Look at that right there. Look at that lighting. There's nothing getting in my eyes. I'm looking down. I'm seeing the flag. I'm seeing the pin. I'm doing a long walk with a putt and not a short walk with a wedge. Okay, let's just make that clear. But let's go into it, dude. There's a ton going on in golf right now. It's a super fun time. It's a super fun sport, and the cool thing that's happened, if you've watched the Netflix series Full Swing, for people who aren't golf enthusiasts who are now getting into it, the Live Tour has added a lot more diversity of play within the major, within golf, within the PGA Tour, because we've had all these young guys progressively now coming up and being able to play in these tour events, and they've been performing very well. Now, what's interesting is that the whole argument was that live guys are never going to be able to come back. They're being allowed to play at Augusta. They haven't been able to play at the Players or at Waste Management or at Arnold Palmer. They haven't been able to do that, but Augusta's bringing them back. But you notice
let the boys play.
Dude, you want to know something? Probably an all-time burn, but because it's golf, it's not going to get the recognition. You know what the commissioner of Augusta said today? The commissioner of the Masters said today, the reporters asked him in his Wednesday morning briefing that every commissioner does every Wednesday before the Masters. They go, we notice that Greg Norman's not here today out of all the live people. And by the way, Greg is a former Masters winner. He's a former green jacket guy. The commissioner goes, well, that's correct. We did not extend him an invitation, and I believe he's only been to the Masters twice, and one was to be the voice of Sirius Radio. And dude, right there, like, that is crazy that he just totally throws this guy under the bus, just like letting everybody know, I hate this guy, fuck him. But I'm going on tangents here. I got to get into my notes. I got to break down what's about to happen, who's getting the green jacket, who am I betting right after this podcast is done. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Obviously, the outright favorite. Let's get it out in the open. People are either going Scotty Chef, a.k.a. Scotty Gino, because he brings in the green jacket, the green, or Rory McIlroy, who's going for his Grand Slam. Both of those guys right now are plus 700. They're both number 1 and number 2 in the world. And number 3, Rahm is coming in at plus 750. Those guys are great picks. I'm not going with Rahm. I'll get into that in a second. I want to break down each guy that I got going. Here's my list. First guy off the bat, the guy that I'm always showing love to, my favorite pro golfer, my day one Under Armour athlete, is Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth right now is 13th best in the world. He's one of the greatest young prodigies of all time. He's been off for the past few years. He won the Masters back in 2015. He was right there both in the Players and the Arnold Palmer tournament. Had some great chip attempts, lost it later in round. He was kind of leading throughout Arnold Palmer. Everybody thought he was going to take it. Got off the green too quickly. His time was done, and he lost. You know, that's the interesting thing here, Trilly, about this sport, is that unlike football, unlike basketball, unlike baseball that we talk, you can be ahead, but be done your turn, and another guy who still has time to play overcome you and beat you without you ever having a chance to keep your chances going. And that's what's happened to Spieth here a lot. He's plus 1,700. That might sound like a lot to a bunch. I'm going to throw down some green. I'm looking at a heavy win if it comes in. Obviously, you got to throw love to Tiger. If you don't, all your bets are going to lose. He's not. People are worried
Just
about
out of
him not making the
respect.
cut. Now, I'm going on a tangent here. I got to get you in real quick before I keep going with my picks. But Trilly, this is arguably a top 5 athlete of all time. And this guy is in his mid-40s now, and he is still making these major events. I mean, we're talking about a guy who, like LeBron, is still making playoff events. Now, the question is, can he get to the actual playoff period where he makes the cut after Friday? Will he be playing weekend golf on a Saturday and Sunday? What is your idea of what do you think it speaks to have a sport where, like Brady, the GOAT who just retired, where the GOAT is still playing and still going after it? What do you think it says to young guys? Does it elevate him? Does it put it down? What do you think it says to his legacy? Do you think that there are times where a guy should know to hang it up like Brady did?
I mean, what do you mean like Brady did? I mean, Brady left, came back, and kept going.
Well, but we both know that he could have kept playing if he went somewhere else
True.
and probably won.
That's true.
We've made that argument.
I mean, you see like guys like Max Homa and these other young guys, they love Tiger. Yeah, everybody loves Tiger. They grew up watching Tiger. That's what inspired them to not only play golf, but play golf in a different way. It's not just go out, hit a couple balls, drink a couple beers, aka like the GOAT John Daly. Guys,
the GOAT.
The GOAT. Who I might sprinkle some money. No, probably not. But he's just a fun guy to watch. But he took it to another level of lifting, working out, routine. Did you see the 2 videos of the 2 of them talking side by side of what their routines were for? What are you?
Look, I'm trying to show something real quick about what you're saying.
The green screen just cannot.
This is. Hold on. You got to see this.
But yeah,
keep going. I got John Daly's book on Audible. That's what I'm trying to show these people. John Daly right here, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
What's his book called? I might have to listen to it.
Oh, it's the best, dude. My Life in and Out of the Rough. Oh my God. Look, dude, I gotta hold on. I gotta take down this virtual background. The photo is of him with I blurred my background, with a cigarette in his mouth, a cigarette just hanging, hanging like it doesn't even matter. Look at that thing.
Not a Diet Coke either.
The DC's in the background. Look at that. He's just gazing out into that tall grass. Look at that heater right there. Look at that Newport. All right, go ahead.
But yes, exactly. Like those are the 2 different styles where it started to phase out of that into lifting, regiments, practicing, extra, doing this, coaching, that, starting at the age of 4 years old and continuing on for the rest of your life, right? And that's what Tiger is a symbol of. And the dominance that came with it is unmatched, almost unlike any other, right? But to your point is he struggled. And people are like, oh, it's so impressive that, he played last year and we almost didn't know he was going to play. Yeah, the guy almost died. What if he almost died?
He did. He almost called it quits.
Yeah.
Both on the course and off.
Yeah. So, yeah, of course. And his biggest struggle has been rehabbing from that car crash, right? Where I have points outside of it. Of Tiger's.
Let's not get into that. Don't muddy these waters.
Exactly. That's what I'm not a huge fan about him, because everybody wants to make him out to be a choir boy here. Tiger's got a lot of bodies all over the place here, figuratively and
quote Tony Soprano. Carmella, you didn't know that this thing came with women on the side?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way the Tiger lives. He lives in the fast lane.
But people, him and John Daly handle those situations a little different. But Tiger, of course, is the GOAT. Our GOAT, obviously. We didn't get to see Jack Nicklaus or any guys like that back in the day.
What are we doing here? What?
That's a PMT. That's a PMT reference right there. But
Barstool.
where was I going with this? But yeah, I mean, obviously,
it's just sick. It's cool.
Yes, but you always want him to be in the hunt because it just makes it more exciting. But it's just sad watching him where his golf game is fine and he can get it done for the most part, but it's just him walking around the course. It's just his biggest struggle and takes a toll for him during his rounds.
And that is such
give
a
the man a fucking cart. Why can't you give the guy
give him a cart? Why does he gotta walk?
The guy's the greatest to ever do it. Give him a freaking cart.
Give him a cart. Cheers to that, brother.
Yeah.
But that gets into what I was about to say. It's going to be a wet weekend. It's going to be a really wet weekend. Enough drowning on.
You think he takes a slide?
No, but I would heavily suggest this is a betting show, mind you. We started from the bottom betting. We took you out of the mud. We ended the NFL season. Some 50% over. I'm not going to give exact numbers. We don't fact check, but it's going to be a wet weekend. I do suggest that you take him to make the cut. A lot of people don't think he's going to make the cut. He's going to make the cut. I got to go into
guys like Max Homa. They're saying that, with the wet course, they're liking the way that guys can attack it a little bit.
Absolutely.
Or head on.
Absolutely. This is the kind of the breakdown of my opinion of the top 4 majors as you look at them, right? There's no moment that's bigger that can get to guys at this professional level than the green jacket, right? When you're on those last 5 holes and you're possibly closing in on winning the Masters, that moment can get to you, but the course is winnable. And Tiger's talked a lot about that, being a multiple time Masters winner.
Yeah.
The course is winnable. The moment that's not as big, but the course is harder to do, is the PGA Championship. The PGA Championship, the moment is obviously massive. It's one of the 4 majors, but the course is always harder. Augusta is just always Augusta. When you play the Masters a couple times, you're not switching courses. It's always in fucking Augusta National. Let's get into my picks. Jordan Spieth's my one, but not really my one. Jordan Spieth's my one, but not really my one. Take that for what you will. There's no guy who's playing out of his mind golf if you've watched Full Swing the way that Scotty Scheffler is. There's just nobody that is. He's on a 1.5-year absolute run of dominance, of pure golf where he just cannot stop. What did he just win this year? He's already won. What did he win? He won the Guinness Invitational. Wow. Oh my God. He's won so much. It's freaking crazy, dude, the amount that he's won. He won Waste Management and he won the Players this year. He's won some major tour championships. He's the defending Masters champion. I got him. I could see him winning again. That's my 2. These are my picks in order. Spieth, him. There's my dryer. There's my dryer. There's my dryer. Rory McIlroy at 3. I think a very underdog pick is Colin Morikawa at 4. And then
he played well the past couple of years.
He's played very well. And then who did we just say? Why am I forgetting his name? Max Homa. Max Homa at 5. Those are my
John
5. Those are my top
he's
5.
He's been red hot.
He's red hot, but I don't see him winning the Masters this year. He got sick earlier about 3 weeks ago. He couldn't play in a tournament. I think that Rory's got a lot behind him. Listen, if Rory doesn't win a Masters now, he's never going to win one. This is the best golf that he's playing. He's looking for a Grand Slam. You got Scotty who's in there, who's unstoppable right now. And then you got guys like we talked about, Morikawa and Max Homa they're crazy right now. They're good. But Jordan Spieth's always my guy. I hope he wins. He's young. He's got to do it. He'll be going for a second Masters. Do your thing. Do your thing, Jordan. I'll be screaming for you all week. I'm not getting any work done the next 4 days. No work done. And it's all sponsored by Philly Drinkers because I'm wearing this on the course all season long. This is the voice of Augusta National. This is the hat of Augusta National. Philly Drinkers, promo code Heaps, promo code Brendan Petrilli, 10% off. This is the hat. I'm done.
Yeah, it's interesting listening, trying to accumulate all the information because that's what we are here. We try to break it all down for you. We absorb information and we give you what you need to know, right? We dumb it down. We give you the facts, but we don't fact check, but we do sometimes.
We take 24-hour news and we put it in 45. That's what we do.
Exactly. But the biggest thing here, right, is where the emphasis that you've heard a lot for these guys that I've talked about is the ability of a couple of these guys like Homa, Morikawa, Rahm, where they've all been heating up and they've been getting there and building up and playing well to set them up for a chance to win. Now, McIlroy set up for a chance to win. But a lot of these guys are so young where they talk about that will win you these not smaller events, right? But in history's sake, the Masters has been a more experienced golfer who's been able to learn and deal with the course. Now, will the weather play into effect with that? That might come to fruition here, but it's interesting to see where, honestly, the way I think about golf is, hey, some weeks you have it, some weeks you don't. You never know the way you can play it out, and that happens a lot in a lot of these big tournaments. But the emphasis that I've heard a lot of these analysts and players themselves talk about how, which just like in any sport, the way that they've been building up and grinding and seeing the success where it's all compounded to where they are feeling that they're playing their best at the right time has been a huge talking point from everything I've been listening to. Right. So it's going to be interesting for that standpoint moving forward. Now you also get a different wrinkle, what we talked about a little bit, those Live Tour guys, Harry. They're back. They're back involved.
Crazy,
how much does that really affect this whole situation? Are we going to get a little bit more drama? Is that going to take away from the Masters, or is it just going to enhance the competition level even more now? Because this is really the first time they've really competed against each other.
Well, dude, that's
a lot of drama was stirred up.
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out tomorrow morning. Tonight was the champions dinner. So all those guys that are invited back that all had green jackets, all those guys are sitting there with other guys that I mean, for God's sake, dude, two of the top 7 of all time in arguably number 1 in Tiger and Phil Mickelson, who we were talking about before, who's arguably a top 7 all time. They've been, I mean, dude, they were rivals for the prime of their careers. And then Phil leaves. Tiger took that very personally. He talked about that a ton. Justin Thomas. Or not.
I mean, he was the
Thomas,
number one.
not
Yeah.
JT. Justin Thomas. What am I
Dustin.
saying? Dustin Thomas. Thank you.
Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson. I'm all over the place. Yeah. JT and Jordan Spieth are Goombarines. I said it wrong. JT and Jordan are Goombarines. But Dustin is another guy who's made major money on his time in the PGA.
He was a top guy before he left.
Oh my God, dude. He's won the Players, he's won the PGA. I think he's won the PGA Championship, and he's won the Masters before. This is a top player. But he's a guy who left, right? And I think that what would be bad is, I will say, the rest of these tour events, man, you can't segregate these guys out if a live guy goes on and wins this event. You just can't. This is the most coveted championship in golf, is the Masters. Everybody who's somebody has won the Masters in golf. It's just the way that it is. And if these live guys who were told that they're horrible, how could you back it with the Saudi league? This is absolutely unsustainable. We're not having you back. This is the purity of the PGA. You come back and you win one of the Grand Four and arguably the greatest out of the Grand Four. How are you going to say that these guys can't play at other things?
Yeah.
I can't believe that they let these guys play, dude.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Augusta allowed them and the Masters allowed them to come back, because...
Why do you think it was just Augusta that did that?
Because there are a lot of guys that are playing in the LIV Tour that have won multiple jackets.
Uh-huh.
Phil Mickelson being that one. He's got 2.
And that was my big thing here, right? Where my biggest underdog. What if he comes back and makes a run at it? He's got that extra jingle jangle in his pocket now. He's got that money. He's comfortable.
He needs it. He don't got KPMG on the hat anymore. We got Philly Drinker, but he don't got KPMG.
What do you think if Phil sits down at that dinner? He's got his jackets, and he's like, I can still do this, fellas. He's a shit talker.
He's left-handed.
Hey, shout out to all the lefties out there. But what do you think is a real possibility of a guy like him? Just for we talk about how Tiger can always make a run at it, right? Why not Phil? Why not?
I think that if anybody from the LIV Tour is going to be able to do it, it's Dustin. I think a lot of people are hating on his game. He almost made my top 5. He's actually my 6th that I have written down. Dustin, I think, is really there. I think that Phil is going to surprise a lot of people. I definitely think he's going to make the cut. I think he'll win the Masters? No. But I think that there's a very good shot that a guy like Dustin could, or a guy like Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith left, and him and Rory have been having a lot of spouts recently in the media at Augusta, because each player gets to come and get interviewed on the big stage, and they were going back and forth fuck you basically and fuck you basically, just back and forth. So no, man, I think it could be crazy. I don't know if Phil's got it, but hey, throw some money on it out of respect to him and out of respect to Tiger. You got to throw at least $1 on each. It'll win you big time. Just to rehearse, Philly Drinkers and Cole One's Conversations is the official voice of Augusta National. And this podcast pick is Jordan Spieth 1, Scotty Chef 2, Rory McIlroy 3. We got Homa at 5, and we got Morikawa at 4. That's the Masters, dude. That's it. That's our first time that we've ever talked golf on this show either, by the way, mind you. Oh, my God.
It's going to be fun. Everybody's going to have it on their laptop, storing work. You know it. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be one of those weekends, Easter weekend. It's going to be nice out. You crack the windows open. You throw a hand down the pants. You lay down on the couch. And you're like, hon.
Yeah. Yeah, bring me another. Yeah, bring me some chips and dip. The dip's low.
How'd the Easter eggs go? You hang out. That's one of the good events. You can dye Easter eggs with your kids just sitting right in front of the TV. Hey, bring it in here, guys. Throw the paper down. We'll be good. Right. Nobody staying the couch.
That's right.
Got it on.
Dude, did you see that thing on Instagram? Did you see that thing on Instagram of the guy? He's probably our age, maybe a few years older. His dad came in, gave him 2 Modelo 6-pack 6-pack, like
Oh, I
cardboard
saw
things. He's like, go,
briefly.
go hunting. And he
Yeah.
goes outside. He's got like the Modelo's all around his Easter eggs, dude. It's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
All right,
All right,
let's hit
dude.
a quick break. We'll
Yeah.
come back. We'll talk about keeping up with the NBA real quick. Maybe a little MLB talk. We'll hit it. Oh, Harry's got some big things on the other side. Big things happening in the Lamar Jackson saga. We're still waiting on that. We're still waiting on Rodgers. We'll hit a quick break here. We'll be right back on Call One Conference. Look at this fire hoodie. Fire hoodie. It's the most comfiest, the warmest, the softest,
Greatest.
the freshest. I look good. I look slim in the all black. You know what I'm saying?
Tremendous. You look tremendous.
But the boys at Philly Drinkers, I've had some friends buy some stuff recently. Shout out the boy Owen. He copped some merch the other day. Used promo code Brendan Petrilli at checkout for 10% off. He's like, dude, this is the most comfiest stuff I've ever bought. I look great. I feel great. I play great. And we're going out there and we're killing it with the boys at Philly Drinkers, because when you're drinking a beer, when you're hanging out, you need to wear Philly Drinkers. And they got some awesome stuff coming out. With the MLB season just around the corner, we're working on some stuff with them. Hopefully Charlie can fire up some more designs for us. Go check him out also. And also, we got a little NBA action as we ramp up the playoffs.
Yep.
Get it. We're back.
Polo's on.
Still rocking it. Hope you guys enjoyed the Masters talk there. Harold Hoops, where do we want to go first, mister? Do we go NFL? Do we go? Let's go keeping up with the NBA, because we'll keep it quick.
Yeah.
Keep it quick.
You made a bold statement. You're like, well, the championship's going to the East. Fuck you.
That's
not going to the
a
East.
straight fact.
Go to the West.
It is a straight fact.
Break down
West,
why.
The West is brutal. The Suns can't stay healthy. They just can't. Whether it's Chris Paul, whether it's D-Book's been banged up a little bit, and then KD. None of those three can stay healthy. They still haven't had games to play together. The Nuggets, I'm just not there on them. I don't think Jokic can straight up dominate and carry them to a victory over a Suns or over a Clippers or even a LeBron or anybody. Rather than when it comes down to these Eastern Conference teams, it's more so that the Bucks, the Celtics, and the Sixers are just at a different level. The Sixers are on just below that tier, but they've played, they just beat the Celtics the other night without Jaylen Brown, but seeing what Joel Embiid can do for you, where James Harden has stepped up his game and he's starting to make those 3-point shots and facilitate and get in a groove. Guys are figuring it out. The Bucks are just so balanced all over the place, where a guy like Drew Holiday can go and drop you 50 points on a night. Like, all these teams are in the Eastern Conference are just juggernauts. They're 3, 4, 5 guys deep. They have guys off the bench. They're well coached. That these teams in the West just aren't there. The Grizzlies are too young. They're not there yet. They need another year or two. They need to lose a little bit before they get
suck.
there. They don't have a guy that can go out and be a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying?
They got to put it down
and get it done. Like, they're just not there yet. They're too young. They're too raw. They don't have that experience. And then the other teams, I mean, I'd like to say the Suns can get it done, but I could see them losing in the second round just as easy as I can see any other team.
Just like the Sixers out in the first.
Exactly. I'm not going to disagree with that.
Right.
But if I would take the Sixers over the Suns. I would take the Sixers over the Nuggets. I'd take the Bucks, the Celtics over anybody in the East in a 7-game series.
Let me just ask you a question. Where was the Super Bowl this year? Where was it?
Phoenix, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What state are the Suns located in?
It is in Arizona.
Right.
Who played in the Super Bowl?
What happened
Who played in the Super Bowl?
What happened with Fatty
Who played in the
McFadden
Super Bowl?
when the Sodfather went and helped him out? The Sodfather, I've heard that he's been outside the Sun Stadium.
Is he gonna wet the court?
He's hooking KD up and he's hooking Chris Paul up with the same thing they gave Fatty McPatty at halftime to come out and lead the Chiefs to what we don't discuss on this show. But the point being is, the Suns got the Sodfather. The Suns got to win. Fuck anybody in the East. We're taking it all. We got D-Book. We got the quarterback, Chris Paul, holding it down. And we got the slim killer, 35, the Twitter fiend, Kevin Durant. We're coming for it all, baby.
What have they done? What have they done as a team since he got there?
Win.
They have not.
Buckets.
They have not. They barely played.
What's the statement of this show?
We don't fact check.
Right. So right there, what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't want to hear it. We win, we win, we win. Now the question is, who is going to face the Suns in the Western Conference Finals? Because it was supposed to be Dallas, and we called it, dude. Trilly brought it up first. I backed him up. Kyrie to Dallas, dude. What an awful move. What a mistake. Oh my God. Dude, they might not even make the play-in. With arguably the top three, two to three talent right now in the league in Luka. And because they brought this guy in, they can't stop losing. He destroys everything he touches. Dude, before we even address the Western Conference Championship, what is happening with Dallas, dude? Like this is how do you bring in a guy with that much talent and do that bad? And neither of them are injured.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we said it the last time, I believe. Luka's just, he knows it. He's acknowledged it. He's said it openly that he's just not having fun.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why? Why didn't Kevin Durant have fun? Why didn't James Harden have fun?
Right.
Well, why didn't LeBron James have fun? Why didn't Jason Tatum have fun?
Yep.
For stretches at a time during their tenures with some teammate. It's one common denominator, but this guy thinks the world's flat because everybody revolves around him. He thinks he is the circular thing that revolves around. Everybody's around Kyrie, and he'll call me whatever he wants for saying this, but time to figure it out, brother. It's not you.
Yeah.
It is you. Come on now.
He sucks.
He's such a good basketball player too, and that's why I don't know why it doesn't work. But it just goes to it where you have to feel good on the court. Chemistry is a legit thing for championships, for winning. And you can have all the talent in the world, and if you don't have that chemistry, if you don't have that, I know where he's going to be at all times, it's just not going to work.
Who's a bigger proponent of breaking down teams' chemistry, love for one another, and overall success? Kyrie or Ben Simmons?
Oh, that's a good one.
I
like this a lot.
That's a good one.
Like this. Well, my biggest thing is Ben doesn't really talk in the media very much.
Right.
He might be doing stuff behind the scenes, but he also might not. That might not be the biggest thing, because when he was with the Sixers, everybody's like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with Ben. I've tried going out to talk with him. The guy's just, I don't want to talk to you. Don't come out to me. Stay there. Doc Rivers, Joel, Tobias, all of them tried to go out there to talk with him. He's like, no, don't go. Don't come. It's not worth your time. The difference is one guy tries to act like he knows it all. Well, they both try to act like they know it all. But the one guy wants to think, wow, this is such a good point. The one guy likes to think.
What do I do?
Great. Now you got me all messed up. Ben likes to think that it's all that he can make it happen. He's the guy, right?
He's the guy.
And then Kyrie also thinks that, but he likes to tell you that. He likes to tell you that I can go and get whatever. I'm the one that's putting in all the work and getting all the hours to get paid that money. You got to put in all these hours that I did to get this money to where I'm at. Yes, you're right, Kyrie. You have that God-given talent, and you've earned it. But when it comes to the day, you can't get out of your own head.
No. The best thing that I've heard is who's the coach in Boston? What's his not the coach of Boston. Who's the GM in Boston?
Oh, Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens' greatest quote. He actually said it on the Herd years ago, the year after Kyrie left. Kyrie Irving likes to be the smartest person in the room, even when he's not the smartest person in the room.
Yes, 100%.
You could have Neil deGrasse Tyson in the same room, and Kyrie Irving would be like, I know more.
Yeah.
Than one of the world's leading thinkers of all time, who knows more about everything than anybody. He'd be like, I know more. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Okay, so let's bring up here now that we're on the NBA, dude. We're going to talk a little Western Conference, a little Eastern Conference. I don't care where you go with it. This is a new topic of the show that we've debated for a little while. This is a firsthand experience. We're going off the bat talking golf this episode. This is a revolutionary episode. We're going new show segment, SYN. Shooting sleeve, yay or nay? Now, I'm a big proponent. Get dripped out. Look like Carmelo. Headband should be upside down if it's a Jordan logo. Look like a Y. Do 2 shooting sleeves. Spandex down everywhere. Do your thing. Let me ask you a question. If Chris Paul were to throw on, he goes raw, dude. He's a raw dog type of guy. No, hey, this is a PG show, but he's raw dog type of guy. He goes no shooting sleeve, no spandex. He's a total, he's raw. He lets that skin show. Dude, if he threw on a nice pair of Nike Thermal on there, a little dry fit action, little action on
double
right?
or just one?
Chris is a one guy. Is a one guy. But if he threw on the one, and then let's say he did a shooting sleeve on the right and spandex down on the left.
I think his 3-point percentage would go up at least 4%.
If not 6.5. Not 6.5. Okay.
All right. Follow up. Ben Simmons. Shooting sleeve, yay or nay? Now, it was the big running joke that there was never anything more useless or underused at their job than Ben Simmons shooting sleeves.
Yes.
So is he a shooting sleeve guy?
I think that Ben is this. Ben is a spandex to the knees, high socks guy, where the middle of the calf you still see wristbands. No shooting sleeves. You don't have it in you, dog.
Yeah, you got to keep the arms loose. The wristbands help you with the passing, I think, with the wrist. That's what
definitely the combination. Yeah. The way you're able to get it off. You look at Blake Griffin, right? He doesn't shoot, but you know what? He posts up every time with that shooting sleeve. Every time he's posting. You know what they should do with the shooting sleeves and spandex? Like, these players should start getting like their advertisers, or the NBA should start putting it on the shooting sleeves and the spandex. We're fucking in this. Throw Philly drinkers on that shooting sleeve. Oh my God. That would be enough. Dude, if we're at like an outdoor event wearing shooting sleeves. You ever seen security guards at a bar that wear shooting sleeves? What the fuck is up with that? All right, we're going into a different conversation. You ever think that these guys put shooting sleeves on their dongs? Like to keep that thing
because
heated?
Especially guys like Blake Griffin, heated? You know what I'm saying? He just can't.
It might pop up. All right, last guy. Let's talk about it. A guy who's put the full effect. He's done the whole wheelhouse. He's kind of been going off. He's in the black, blue, and red. Russell Wilson.
Westbrook.
He's rocking 2 shooting sleeves, spandex all the way down. He's got the knee spandex too. So if he falls on the ground, he like propels up. Dude, he went from having no shooting sleeves at all to doing the one. Durant left, he went to 2. He was like, I got to have both arms ready to shoot either way. And he's always kept that. He's kind of on a run, man. What's going on with Westbrook now? He couldn't get it done on playing with the other team in LA, the Gold. Now he's doing it. With the second-rate team with Kawhi. What's going on?
I saw some things where they've tried to utilize him a lot more, where it was a TikTok. They let him only shoot the ball when it's a fast break. They say, if you get a fast break, you go. But
he does win those. He wins those a lot.
Yes. And when you got in the half court, you become a 4 almost, and you get offensive rebounds. Ooh. And you get it to Kawhi and PG. And it worked for the first couple games of when he was there. Now I haven't kept track on that TikTok and those statistics, but from what I was seeing it was real effective, where you get the ball out of his hands, you get it into Kawhi and PG, and you let him. There you go. That nice selfie there. to let him just get those offensive boards, because that's what he's so great at, just getting up in the air and flying around. So he's at that point in his career where he's how he became such a great scorer was kind of nuts, where it was just high volume.
High volume.
And now he's been playing with players where he can't afford to shoot that high volume at such a low rate that it takes out of the other players he's with, where he can't carry anymore. So he's just figuring it out, where he's been on 5 teams now almost. So
he plays LeBron James basketball 2003 to 2010. That's his playing style. Go down the court, mid-range game every once in a while, but I am just going to dominate you 3 feet outside of the basket, and you can't stop me. And when you think about it, dude, if Russell had a few more inches, we're getting away from SYN. But at the end of the day, dude, he's the epitome of it. He's the junior Carmelo, fully dripped out. Dude, if he was just a little taller, he's a beefcake, dude. He's so shredded. He's ready to do his thing. He plays such a 2003 type ball where he will run the full court, defense and offense, no matter what. Every minute of every game, he's ready to go, barring something crazy happening, and he'll just dunk on you, dunk on you, dunk on you, dunk on you, dunk on you. Like, that's what he does. But he hasn't been able to translate to today's game. Okay, let's wrap up this NBA talk with what do we think is really going to come out of the West, and what do we really think is going to come out of the East? Let's address first the East, because that's the easier one. I think we're both saying that I know you're pulling for your team just like I'd pull for mine, but if it wasn't the Sixers, who is it? I think it's the Bucks.
Yeah, I think it's the Bucks.
Okay. Who's going to be in that Western Conference final, man? It is a shit show. It is a shit show.
I mean, just because it's such a shit show, I think anybody's got a shot.
Do the Lakers?
Nah, no. We tease that just like everybody on ESPN. Nah, they just don't have it. LeBron is gonna sit out a game or two in a series. You just know that's gonna happen, just because you just can't. AD is gonna sit out a game or two, and the two of them just aren't physically able to carry teams to multiple game stretches anymore.
AD's been playing good though, dude. He's been playing good right now.
Didn't he drop out a game the other day, though?
He did, but the night before that, he put up 41.
But then he got hurt. That's the story of Anthony Davis's career.
That's the story of Anthony Davis. Then he got hurt. Then he got hurt.
Yes.
So,
yes. No, I don't see the Lakers as a real contender. I mean, it's the Nuggets, it's the Suns. I mean, maybe the Grizzlies if they can figure it out, but I think they need that veteran experience. They just don't have that. So
strip club.
I think it's the Nuggets' time to finally get over that hump, honestly.
Yes. And lose.
And if they don't, it's an absolute failure, and their center is a joke, and that 2-time MVP is an absolute joke, and it should go down as one of the worst, absolutely overrated players in the history of the league. Wait, what? Who said that? But other than that, I mean, it's going to be competitive in the East. The West, I don't know, man. Because honestly, we didn't really talk about the Cavs. The Cavs, I always dismiss them a little bit, but just because they don't have anybody that can stop Joel, but I can see them taking out a Bucks or a Celtics in a first-round series.
Yeah.
I can 100% see that happening in a second-round series, because they're a good squad. They got guard play. That's what thrives in the NBA, so there's no easy outs. The Heat are a good team, well-coached with Jimmy Butler. I know, and they could go and if they play the Sixers or the Celtics in the first round, I don't want to play them. The Sixers have always had that problem playing the Heat the past couple of years. They knocked them out last year.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I like that pick, man. That's interesting. Nobody's talking about them, dude. No one.
Yeah, the East is just far deeper. They're scarier, and there's more well-coached teams with experience in the East that have made runs. The Heat made a run a couple years, right, to the finals. The Celtics were just in the finals. The Bucks won a couple years ago. Sixers can't get out of the second round, but they got the MVP. So, I mean, it's already there. It's ready to rock and roll. The winner's coming out of the East and the NBA finals.
Should we hit a break, dude? And then we're going to go to another new spotlight.
No,
another new topic, GM Spotlight. We haven't done GM Spotlight yet.
All right, bring it to me. Give it to me right now. Give me
GM
the transition.
Spotlight.
What's our transition? Like, do we got like a strobe light or something here? Like,
GM spot, new alert, new show alert. Dude, we're trying all new things here today. I'll tell you that. GM spotlight, Eric DaCosta. Eric DaCosta, I like that. You could have done that for Quavo Huncho. What a day, man. What a day to be a Ravens fan. Number one, my team couldn't even get the fucking YouTube stream right. The first 3 minutes of it,
They
Eric
need me
DaCosta and John
running it, bro.
Harbaugh, they're speaking into a thing. You can't even fucking listen to it fucking live. Like, what are we doing here? Basically, the breakdown is they were discussing what the moves of the draft are going to be. Eric DaCosta made it extremely clear with John Harbaugh, our head coach, echoing him. They are looking to acquire more draft picks at an extreme rate. Eric DaCosta's exact quote is, "I hate that I only have 6 picks this year. I hate it." Not, I don't want to go get veterans. Not, I don't want to go get guys that have proven themselves already in the NFL. I want to go get more picks. That is what he said, followed by talking about defensive players, specifically corners. And then I tweeted it.
They tried to get my boy Slay.
I know they did. And then tweeted it. This is an exact quote today. I tweeted it right when he said it. And if you follow me on Twitter at Harold Hoops, Harold the Wizard, with me going like this with hat backwards, I think the fans will be happy that it's a strong receiver class. Eric DaCosta. Could this be true? I wrote. Dude, like, he's hinting that maybe we're going to go for a receiver. Like, what are we doing? GM Spotlight, I'm spotlighting you for the wrong reasons, dude. You're not telling us what we want to hear. We are looking to add offensive weapons. We know that we are lacking on that. We have a top 7 defense, without a doubt. Why are you not saying that? Our strong suit is our defense. We've seen that we have holes to recognize on the offensive side of the ball. I get you don't want to let the playbook away, but you basically told everybody that you're going to go defense again. What are we doing? Then reporters are getting shouted down in the press conference because they're asking about Lamar. Literally, the head of press for the Ravens is screaming at reporters while they're trying to ask about Lamar. This is a press conference, not about Lamar. This is an exact quote. This press conference is not about Lamar. This is about the draft. No more questions about Lamar Jackson. And Eric DaCosta and John Harbaugh.
That's wild.
Like what?
That's wild. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
Like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, we're trying to figure out if we have a quarterback. We don't know if we have a quarterback. Nothing has happened except Lamar's telling everybody, while his main defender, John, I can't imagine how pissed John Harbaugh is, dude. I mean, let's just talk about this for 1 second.
Hold up. For a franchise that has been so well run over the years,
please,
what has changed over the past, I don't know, 2 years, year and a half now, that it just can't keep it together, where the mixed signals? Who was your GM a couple years back that was the legend? He was a or who was he, the owner? Osborne or
Ozzy? Yeah.
Well, what happened with him? Like, I felt like he was running a high-class organization. He was keeping it all together, and now it feels like he's gone a little bit, and that's what has really fucked it all up now with your team, your squad, dude. Like, the messaging is off. Nobody can keep it together.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on from top to bottom.
Yep. Ozzy helped Eric draft Lamar and you know, kind of gave the reins to Eric, and Eric took it over. Ozzy stayed in for about a season or two, and now he's gone. Obviously, he's retired. I think that how we sum it up is, dude, no one ever expected for Lamar to be this good. I mean, he fell to fucking the 32nd pick, dude. And the Ravens, you know, have won with guys that aren't in a top 15 conversation. 2 Super Bowls. So it's like, they're like, what? We got to pay a guy now? We never had to do that before. We only paid guys after they won. Why the fuck do we got to pay somebody before? And what the Ravens don't understand
is that Flacco, though.
They paid him after he won, though.
Yeah. All right.
After he won.
He won you multiple division titles.
I agree with you.
You won your playoff games.
But he didn't get us a ring. So the thing is, you're speaking the truth. But the point is that I've explained this multiple. That's the Ravens mindset. We didn't have to do it before. Why should we have to do it now?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Ravens don't understand. And I've made this point countless times on this show.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the past 6 Super Bowl winners. What's the biggest difference between them and us? They all had offensive receivers, weapons, more than one. They just did. They just did. And we have not gone out and done that. And the thing that I don't understand is if you drafted a mobile running quarterback that do not translate, by the way, to Super Bowl wins. They don't. Tell me one running quarterback that's won a Super Bowl. You can't. You can't. You can't tell me one guy that I would argue that Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback and he will win a Super Bowl. He's not a running quarterback. He's just got great legs. Cam Newton is a running quarterback.
Great legs. Great legs.
Great legs. Thighs of death. 600-pound squat. I can get behind that all day if you know what I mean. Michael Vick, a running quarterback, never won. Cam Newton, a running quarterback, never won. Lamar Jackson is kind of the 3.0 version of them. But if you know that is the history of the league, why didn't you surround him earlier when you weren't paying anybody dick? I don't know. You know, a thing that I've been going back and forth with my head is, Trilly, do you remember a couple weeks ago when I made the comparison that the Buffalo Bills are the next Green Bay Packers? Josh, go out there and do your thing. Because that's what Green Bay's done for years.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's kind of the Ravens.
Yeah.
Lamar, go out there, do your thing. And I never saw that until after I thought about that statement over the past couple weeks. I'm like, dude, that's my fucking organization. Relying completely only on the quarterback's talent. Go out there, do your thing. We'll win. We'll win. Yeah. It's bad, man. Apparently, we're thinking about drafting a quarterback. Eric DeCosta kind of put that out there.
Who are you thinking?
I hope it's either the kid from
Anthony Richardson,
Florida.
But you got to go all the way up.
I hope it's either the kid from Florida. Is that him? No.
Yeah.
That's Anthony him. Yeah, Anthony Richardson. Or in all honesty, dude, I see Hooker dropping in the second round, and I would love to get him.
Hendon Hooker, yeah.
He could be another Lamar, dude. He's good. He's really good. He played SEC football. He's a mobile quarterback.
Problem at the end, but
that's why I think he's gonna fall.
Yeah, you got a bit of a probably. I mean, you got some time at this point.
Dude, my pick still is that Lamar Jackson's gonna be a San Francisco 49er.
49er.
I still believe that. I said that. I think he's gonna be a 49er. And that we are gonna get Brock Purdy and 2 first-round picks. Yes. Yes. That is still my pick of who I think is probably going to be the next Ravens quarterback outside of Tyler Huntley starting. But dude, GM spotlight, not for a good reason. I mean, let me ask you a question. Who do you think was more pissed? When Dougie P, there's nobody more Sopranos'd up, Goomba'd up, chained up than Dougie P on this show. Everybody who watches this knows that. Who was more pissed? Dougie P having his boy NDSU, Carson Wentz, get him fired, or John Harbaugh talking all this love about Lamar and Lamar tweeting the tweets that he tweeted? Who do you think got more pissed?
John Harbaugh. Because Doug won.
Oh yeah.
He won with Nick. So I think he was more mad that they didn't stick with Nick, honestly.
You do? Really?
Yeah, I think so. Because they saw maybe not. I don't know.
What to say? What are you saying right now?
I don't think that's a hot take because the way that you saw everything kind of unfold there in that situation, you can see how he was getting tired with it. He was getting tired. Where I didn't think Carson was. All the reports was he wasn't a great locker room guy. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. Maybe it was kind of all true at the end of the day. Obviously, there's a lot to that. So when it comes down to it, Lamar and John, they were good for 4 years, and then all of a sudden, some contract negotiations. Guy gets a little butthurt about a team telling him what they think he's worth. Guy thinks he's worth more than that, and then all of a sudden, it just goes down south. And that's kind of at the situation where you're like, you had my back for all these years. Why don't you have it now? When the guy, Lamar, you're getting me paid, you saved my job, but at the end of the day, you're not writing my checks. So he's got to do what's best for the organization and sit there and be like,
Can't believe I spent $130 on that jersey. Got it on sale. I won't lie, for 70 2 years ago. It's an official Nike check. All right, we don't play around on this side of Maryland, okay?
I just go
And I can't wear that
BHP.
jersey again. I can only wear JT now. I can only wear Tucker. I can only wear like I can't wear Ocho anymore. Who's gonna even want to wear 8 anymore in Baltimore if he leaves? Nobody.
Yeah.
You know?
Point.
You know, but
You
great
got anything
show.
else
I don't
there,
know if
Harold?
you got, dude, all I got to say is this podcast is sponsored by Philly Drinkers, and it's fucking Augusta week, dude. I am amped. I am so excited to watch the Masters. It's the only thing that I have to look forward to, given that outside of that, the fucking birds, the fucking Baltimore Orioles are ready to rip shit up. Outside of that, dude, you know, my sports love is it's kind of down the drain. I'm hoping that the Suns do something, but my day ones they're a plane going down. So whatever.
What's up with the Leafs?
They're gonna make a run. They're gonna make a run. They're gonna make a run.
All right. We'll
I told you.
Hockey preview coming soon. Hockey preview coming soon. No,
I don't think that either of us can do that well,
no,
but
no.
thank you everybody for listening. Harold Hoops, Trilly, take us out.
Shout out to 215. Go Birds, baby. Hey, go check out BSP Podcast, putting out a lot of content there also. And subscribe 97.5 The Fanatic, best Philly sports talk in the city. Your boy right here running the YouTube page. Click that subscribe button. We need you.